Hey everybody, welcome back to No Jumper News. It's Adam22 here with your man AD. Let's get right into these stories. So, a new arrest affidavit was released a little over a week ago after Rod Wave was arrested on a felony charge of battery by strangulation, giving further insight into the Florida rapper's alleged domestic violence incident. Rod Wave has been accused of choking his ex-girlfriend on April 24th while their two children were present, according to the Tampa Bay Times. The unidentified woman, who had a scratch located near the left center of her neck, told police that she had been asleep in her bed when Rod Wave walked in and choked her until she couldn't breathe. The woman told police that she dated him for 4 years and that they had two children together. She claims that he attacked her after accusing her of talking to other men. The couple's two children were in their own bedroom when the alleged incident occurred. Rod Wave was arrested by St. Petersburg police on May 2nd after being pulled over for a traffic infraction, as No Jumper previously reported. If found guilty, Rod Wave faces a maximum punishment of 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, and a $5,000 fine in the state of Florida.
Next story. Casanova pleaded guilty Wednesday to multiple felony charges in his years-long federal racketeering case and is facing decades behind bars. He allegedly admitted to his involvement in a shooting in Florida in July 2020 and a robbery in New York City in August 2018. While heading the untouchable guerrilla Stone Nation Bloods gang in Westchester County, New York City, and Florida, the 35-year-old admitted to trafficking more than 100 kilograms of marijuana. News of the plea comes from more than 17 months after Casanova and 17 others were indicted on the federal gang charges. His sentencing hearing is scheduled for December 6th, and he faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in federal prison and a maximum sentence of 60 years.
Final story. As you probably know by this point, Young Thug was arrested after his home was raided by law enforcement on Monday. He was sent to the Fulton County Jail on charges of conspiracy to violate the Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organization Act, aka the RICO, as well as participating in criminal street gang activity. Several videos are circulating on social media that show that Thug's home was raided, where he's been seen walking with his hands behind his back. There have been 28 people named in the 56-count indictment, and Young Thug is one of them. Other Young Stoner Life record rappers, including Gunna, are named in the indictment. Murder, armed robbery, and possession of prohibited substances and weapons are amongst the charges. The conspiracy charge originates from an alleged event on January 24th, 2013, while the gang charge is linked to a May 12th, 2018 alleged offense. In an afternoon press conference on Tuesday, the District Attorney's Office and Fulton County Sheriff's Department publicly listed the charges against YSL, saying, "It does not matter what your notoriety is or what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, then you are going to become a target and a focus of this District Attorney's Office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law." Thug faces two charges: conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and participation in criminal street gang activity. One of his most severe offenses allegedly occurred on January 7th, 2015, when Young Thug reportedly rented a car used in the commission of the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member. Prosecutors are also claiming that two men asked Thug for permission to make an alleged second attempt on YFN Lucci's life, who was recently stabbed while at Fulton County Jail in February. Gunna has been charged with one count of conspiring to violate the RICO Act. He was listed in at least 5 counts of the RICO indictment, including being accused of committing the felony offenses of possessing meth, marijuana, and hydrocodone with intent to distribute a controlled substance. Gunna was also named in the counts for theft by receiving stolen property. He turned himself in to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office on Wednesday. So we got 3 stories here, all quite different, but the end result of all of them seems to be rappers getting in trouble and potentially doing prison time. Obviously, the Rod Wave case is kind of its own separate thing where he just had a domestic incident. I don't really know how serious this is going to be, or if this is the kind of thing where she's just going to kind of recant on the statement and maybe it gets dismissed at some point. What it probably does mean, if I had to guess, is that some of those sponsorships and endorsements and whatnot for Rod Wave might be slowing up a little bit. We've seen that happen to a lot of rappers over the years, whether it's Famous Dex or Lil Reese. You get into a domestic incident, all of a sudden Converse and Puma aren't really so excited to have you posting about them on your Instagram. But then again, Rod Wave is so huge, and the labels a lot of times seem like they're pretty good at making this stuff go away, so who knows?
Keep your hands off the women, man. It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
It's never that serious. If she doing something, hey, let her be free. There's a billion in the sea.
He woke her up like that? That's kind of scary sounding.
That's what they're saying. How do you feel, knowing that they faked a beef response to you. Remember that with the Rod Wave thing?
Okay, but the fans faked it. The fans
No, that's
tricked
what
me.
that's what I'm saying. But like, did that
Yeah.
occur to you when you were like reading the story?
No.
Like a
Oh,
part
I
of
didn't
you
even
still
think
was
about
like,
it,
he
no.
called me a cracker.
No, they said that Rod Wave broke the Rolling Loud stage. Mm-hmm. When in reality, I think the stage did collapse, but I don't think it was related to him. But the fans got me. No, the fans got me by saying
He responded to you.
by making it
A
seem
fake
like he
tweet.
responded to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Casanova. Apparently, somebody snitched on him, so now he's got to take a plea deal and go sign up to do at least 5, maybe 60 years. A lot of the analysis I was reading makes it sound like the 60 years is pretty unlikely, but I think like 20 is not at all out of the question.
Damn. Cass was doing his thing, man. He had a great run. It's just crazy that him and Taxtone are behind bars now after all the bullshit that they both was, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth about. Fucking crazy.
And it was so crazy when you think about Taxtone because he's been sitting for 5 years just waiting to go to trial.
For the same shit?
For that shooting, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, even if tomorrow it was like, oh, Taxtone, boom, you're innocent, which probably doesn't seem that likely. I mean, 5 years, half a fucking decade of your life. That shit's brutal, especially for somebody like him who was really riding the high of his career podcasting wise. And then you look at Casanova, same thing. I mean, he's signed to Rock Nation. He's got all these big looks coming in, man. He was just at the Rock Nation brunch a year or two ago, and now all of a sudden he got to go sit down for that long. And I mean, the Young Thug one is equally serious, it would seem, these RICO charges. I mean, one thing I do want to clarify is that dog didn't actually get arrested.
It was so funny though.
It's so funny.
Like, they got the dog too.
But it was fake news and nearly everybody fell for it.
Yeah, I fell for it.
Yeah, we all fell for it. Yeah. But man, prayers go up to Thug and Gunna, man. It's just so insane to think that two guys who are just riding the high that has been their career for all these years could go have to sit down for some crazy shit. I don't know. I mean, I'm still kind of waiting to see the case that the government puts together. It's kind of appealing to just be like, oh man, they're just trying to use rap lyrics to get people fucking jammed up. But I mean, at the end of the day, who knows what kind of evidence they got about all this shit.
I seen a video too of 50 Cent today where he was basically saying that culture is like saying gang, 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 gang. So he said he didn't want a RICO, he went in reverse. So he said he blatantly said in a song like, I am not gang, gang, I do not gang bang. Because as you see, this needs to be a wake up call for everybody going to the studio. They can use your lyrics against you. You know what I mean? Watch what the hell you saying.
And with all the street shit becoming so popular in rap music and becoming so consistent where like all the top rappers are talking about gang shit and everything, I can't say I'm all that surprised. It kind of surprises me that it took this long for the feds to essentially come up with this idea about charging all these rap crews and everything. And I just wonder where it goes from here because I can think of a lot of other rappers that I wouldn't be too surprised if they were next.
I just hope it don't go to other states. It'll be ugly.
You'll be in big trouble, buddy.
The No Jumper Street Gang.
O Block LA. YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will be back real soon. Appreciate you.